Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of coins, and especially focusing on one piece that many people might have seen but never truly understood its value. The Australia 10-cent coin from 1981, especially in fine condition. Now at first glance, this coin might look like just another small piece of everyday currency, but as we explore its history, condition, and collector demand, you'll start to realize that even a simple coin can carry a story, and sometimes even a surprising value. Let's begin with a little bit of history. The Australian 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia transitioned to decimal currency. The 1981 version belongs to this early decimal era, which already makes it interesting for collectors. The design features the iconic lyrebird, a native Australian bird known for its incredible ability to mimic sounds. This beautiful design has remained a favorite among collectors because it represents Australian wildlife and national identity. The coin was produced by the Royal Australian Mint, and like most coins of its time, it was made for everyday circulation. However, not all coins survive in the same condition, and that's where things get interesting. When we talk about a fine condition coin, we mean that the coin has been circulated, but still retains a decent amount of its original detail. You might see some wear on the high points, slight fading in the design, but overall the coin is still very recognizable and presentable. It's not brand new, but it's far from being heavily worn or damaged. The 1981 Australian 10-cent coin is made from cupronickel, which is a combination of. This composition gives the coin its silver-like appearance and durability. The coin weighs approximately and has a round shape with a milled edge, which adds to its classic and secure design. Because of this strong composition, many of these coins have survived decades without completely deteriorating, which is great news for collectors. Moving on to collector demand, this is where the story becomes even more exciting. Coins, like the 1981 Australian 10 cents, are quite common in general circulation history, but demand can still exist depending on condition and collector interest. Many collectors aim to complete year sets of Australian coins, and that means they actively look for coins like this one to fill gaps in their collections. While this coin is not considered rare, it still holds value for beginner collectors and those who enjoy building complete collections. There's also a growing interest in vintage coins worldwide, and even modest coins are gaining attention as people explore coin collecting as a hobby and investment. Now let's discuss the part everyone is most curious about: the current market value. If you have an Australia 10-cent coin from 1981 in fine condition, its value today is generally modest but still meaningful. Typically, such a coin can be worth around $1.75, $0 to $1,088,000, depending on its exact condition and market demand at the time of sale. Coins that are closer to very fine or extremely fine condition may fetch slightly higher prices, especially if sold to the right buyer or collector. It's important to understand that while this coin may not make you rich overnight, it is still a valuable collectible in the right context. Every coin has a story, and for collectors, that story matters just as much as the price. If you're planning to collect or sell coins like this, always try to preserve their condition. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can actually reduce its value. Store your coins in protective holders or albums to prevent scratches and environmental damage. Also, take time to learn about grading. The better you understand coin conditions, the more accurately you can estimate value. Connecting with other collectors or joining online communities can also help you stay updated on market trends. And most importantly, enjoy the process. Coin collecting is not just about money, it's about history, discovery, and passion. As we come to the conclusion, let's reflect on what we've learned. The Australia 10 cents 1981 coin may seem small and ordinary, but it carries decades of history, a beautiful design, and a place in the world of collectors. In fine condition, it holds a modest but respectable value, and more importantly, it represents the joy of collecting and preserving the past. So next time you come across a coin, don't ignore it. Take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history in your hands. Next up, today we're going to explore a very interesting and collectible coin from Australia, the 1978 Australian 10-cent coin, especially in very fine condition, and we'll talk about its current market value in dollars. If you're a coin lover, collector, or just curious about old coins lying around at home, then this video is definitely for you. Let's dive into the story behind this coin and understand why it still holds value today. The Australian 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia switched to decimal currency. The 1978 version belongs to that early era of modern Australian coinage, making it a part of the country's important monetary history. Now, when we talk about a coin in very fine condition, it means the coin has been used in circulation, but still retains clear details. You can still easily see the design, lettering, and overall structure, although there may be some light wear. This condition is quite desirable because it balances affordability and collectible appeal. The 1978 coin, even after decades, often still shows strong detail, especially if it has been preserved carefully. This is why collectors still pay attention to it today. Let's talk about what this coin is made of. The 1978 Australian 10-cent coin is composed of cupro-nickel, which is a mixture of. This composition makes the coin strong, resistant to corrosion, and able to last for many decades without losing its shape. On one side of the coin, you'll find the famous lyrebird design, which is a beautiful and detailed representation of one of Australia's unique birds. On the other side, there is the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, reflecting Australia's connection to the British monarchy at the time. The design and metal combination give the coin both aesthetic beauty and long-lasting durability, which is why many of these coins are still found in decent condition today. Now let's talk about collector demand. The 1978 Australian 10-cent coin is not extremely rare, but it is still popular among beginner and intermediate collectors. Many collectors like to complete year sets, and this coin becomes an important part of those collections. Coins in very fine condition are especially attractive because they are more affordable than uncirculated coins, yet still look good in a collection. Collectors appreciate coins that show history, but still maintain clear details, and this coin fits perfectly into that category. Demand can increase slightly if the coin has better than average preservation, minimal scratches, or a cleaner surface. While it may not be a high-end rare coin, it still holds steady interest in the market. Now the question everyone is waiting for: what is the current market value of a 1978 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition? As of today, the value typically ranges between $1.20, $0 to $1.40, $0 depending on the exact condition, shine, and overall appearance of the coin. In some cases, if the coin looks particularly attractive or closer to extremely fine condition, it may fetch slightly more. It's important to understand that this coin is more of a common collectible rather than a rare treasure. However, its value is stable and it still holds a place in the collector market. If you're planning to collect or already own this coin, there are a few helpful things to keep in mind. Always store your coins in a dry and safe place, preferably in coin holders or albums, to prevent damage. Avoid cleaning the coin aggressively, as cleaning can actually reduce its value. Try to compare your coin with grading images online so you can better understand its condition. Also, if you're collecting Australian coins, consider building a full set by year, which can increase the overall value and satisfaction of your collection. Patience is key in coin collecting. Even coins with small value today can become more desirable over time, as fewer good condition examples remain in circulation. To sum it up, the 1978 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition may not be extremely rare, but it carries historical value, attractive design, and steady collector interest. Its current market value may be modest, but its importance in a collection is meaningful. Coin collecting is not just about money, it's about history, passion, and discovery. Every coin tells a story, and this one is a small but beautiful piece of Australia's journey. Next up, today we're going to explore something very interesting and surprisingly valuable: the Australia 10-cent coin from 2005, especially if it is in fine condition. You might have seen this coin before, maybe even have one in your collection or lying around at home. But today, I'll show you why this small coin can be much more special than it looks. Let's begin with a little bit of history. The Australian 10-cent coin has been part of the country's decimal currency system since 1966, when Australia moved away from pounds and shillings. The design has remained quite consistent over the years, and the 2005 version carries forward that legacy beautifully. On one side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, which was used on Australian coins during that time. On the other side, there's the iconic lyrebird, a native Australian bird known for its incredible ability to mimic sounds. This design gives this coin both cultural and artistic value. Now let's talk about the condition, because condition plays a huge role in determining value. When we say a coin is in fine condition, it means the coin has been circulated, but still retains clear details. The design is visible, though there may be some wear on the high points. It's not brand new, but it's still in respectable shape. A coin in fine condition is often appreciated by collectors who want affordable pieces that still look good and tell a story of circulation. Moving on to the background and composition of the coin, the Australian 10-cent coin is made from cupronickel, which is a mix of this composition makes the coin strong, durable, and resistant to corrosion, which is why even older coins can still look quite decent today. The coin weighs about 5.65 grams and has a reeded edge, giving it that classic coin feel. Its silver-like appearance often makes it stand out among other coins in everyday circulation. Now comes an important part: collector demand. You might be wondering, is the 2005 Australian 10-cent coin rare? The honest answer is that it is not considered extremely rare, because millions were minted. However, demand can still exist depending on condition, quality, and collector interest. Some collectors aim to complete year sets, and others look for coins with minimal wear or special characteristics like mint errors. So even though it's common, a well-preserved coin can still attract attention, especially among beginner collectors. Let's talk about the current market value, which is what most of you are curious about. In general, a 2005 Australian 10-cent coin in fine condition typically holds a value close to its around $2.30, $0. However, if the coin is in much better condition, like extremely fine or uncirculated, it could be worth slightly more, sometimes up to $2,50,000 to $278,000 Australian dollar, depending on the buyer and platform. While this may not sound like a huge amount, remember that coin collecting is not always about high prices. It's about history, enjoyment, and building a meaningful collection over time. Now let me share some helpful tips for collectors. Always store your coins properly in a dry, safe place to prevent damage. Avoid cleaning coins aggressively because that can actually reduce their value. It's better to keep the natural surface, even if it has some wear. Try to learn grading standards so you can better understand the condition of your coins. Also, stay connected with collector communities online or in your area, because knowledge and networking can greatly improve your collecting journey. As we come to the conclusion, the Australia 10 cents 2005 coin may not be a rare treasure in terms of high monetary value, but it holds its own charm and importance. It represents a piece of Australian history, carries a beautiful design, and serves as a great starting point for new collectors. Every coin has a story, and sometimes the real value lies in the passion and curiosity it inspires. So next time you come across this coin, don't ignore it. Take a closer look, appreciate its details, and maybe even start your own collection. Who knows, this small coin could be the beginning of something much bigger for you. Next up, today, we're diving into something really exciting for coin enthusiasts and collectors alike, the 2002 Australian 10-cent coin, particularly the ones with rust and black spots on the front and back. If you've ever wondered about the history, the condition, and the value of this unique coin, stick around, because we're going to cover everything in detail. Let's get started! The 2002 Australian 10-cent coin is part of Australia's iconic decimal coin series, first introduced in 1966. This coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, and the famous lyrebird design on the reverse, a symbol cherished by collectors. While most coins minted in 2002 remain in circulation, some of them developed rust and black spots over time due to exposure to moisture, air, and other environmental factors. Now, it's important to note that while rust and toning might sound negative, they tell a story about the coin's journey. In fact, some collectors find these aged features unique and interesting, as they create a natural patina that makes the coin stand out from others in pristine condition. The 2002 Australian 10-cent coin was minted with a composition of giving it a sturdy, silvery finish. Its weight is, and the coin has a diameter of coins from this era, were produced in massive quantities. So many of them are still widely available today. However, those showing unusual rusting or dark spots tend to attract attention because they are a distinctive variation in appearance. This combination of metal and durability explains why most of these coins can survive decades, even when exposed to challenging conditions, making them a fascinating item for both new and seasoned collectors. Now, you might be wondering, who's buying a coin that has rust or black spots? Surprisingly, there's a growing interest among collectors for these unique coins. While standard 2002 Australian 10-cent coins are common, coins with natural toning or minor discoloration often capture the eye of collectors who value character and individuality over perfection. Some even see it as a rare addition to their collection, precisely because it's different from the usual shiny coins you see every day. So, what is a 2002 Australian 10-cent coin with rust and black spots worth today? Well, the market value depends largely on the extent of rust, overall condition, and demand. On average, these coins can range from $1.50, 0 to $1.75, 0 for collectors looking for a unique piece. Coins that are heavily corroded may not fetch much more than but lightly toned coins with subtle dark spots can sometimes attract a premium from enthusiasts who love distinctive coins. Remember, coins that are extremely rare or show unusual toning patterns often sell for higher amounts, especially in private sales or online collector communities. If you're a collector thinking about adding one of these coins to your collection, here's some advice. First, always inspect the coin carefully before purchasing. Look for signs of excessive corrosion versus natural toning. Light, even patina is usually more desirable. Second, store your coins properly to prevent further rusting. Using a dry environment and acid-free holders can protect your coins for years. And lastly, document any unique features. Coins with distinctive black spots or toning can become conversation pieces, and recording their details can help preserve their story and value. To sum it up, the 2002 Australian 10-cent coin with rust and black spots is a fascinating coin for collectors, combining history, unique character, and accessibility. While it may not be the rarest coin in Australia, it holds value in its individuality and tells a story of decades of circulation. Whether you're a casual collector or a serious numismatist, this coin can be a charming addition to your collection, showing that even imperfections can be beautiful and valuable in the world of coins. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating coin insights. Share your thoughts or photos if you have one of these coins. We'd love to see them. Until next time, happy collecting!